no, well, foreseen will that has been involved.
Give me an example.
For example, if the wind blows this, whatever this is, stand down, if it blows it down and it breaks it, will the breaking of this stand be willed by something?
No, it'll be.
It won't be willed by human will.
No, it will just be an effect of the cause.
An effect of the cause, right? So
the wind has no will. So the wind has no will.
right. Well, you could make the argument that it's acting under the will of God, but
No. But the wind itself inherently has no will.
Right.
It's not choosing.
Right.
But when there's wind, and this falls and breaks, that's a mechanistic action, effect.
Yeah.
Because it's only falling because the wind is blowing. Now, if you're saying that these effects are only the result of mechanisms, because it can't blow over unless the wind is blowing.
Yeah.
So what you're now saying is the effect of something must be the result of its cause. Yeah?
Okay.
So the cause should have always been creating this effect.
I do have.
If there's no will.
No, I wanted to ask about the.
Go on.
I just don't feel very comfortable with this being uploaded on the internet.
Why not? Come on, you're a philosophy student, man. I don't know. I've never studied philosophy. I left school at 15, man. I know. You could bamboozle me with all your isms.
Well, I've come here to learn more than to kind of.
What have you come to learn about?
Oh, different viewpoints. I mean, that's why I'm discussing it with you.
Do you think it's unreasonable to believe in God?
No, not at all. I believe in some sort of divine.
Oh, wow. Alhamdulillah. So, do you...
And I do agree with the Fitra that we have some
The
inherent...
Fitra?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's all.
that's
Yan, isn't it, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I think there is an inherent believing in, some sort of divinity.
I apologise for treating you like an atheist.
No, yeah,
I should have asked the verse,
bring on
isn't it?
this facade. I'm not, practicing any religion.
No. All right, so you believe there's a...
Build on that.
Yeah. So you believe there's a God?
Yes, I do believe in. God is quite a loaded term because each religion has.
Well, okay, you believe there's an intelligent, powerful being.
Well, I believe there is some sort of
Necessary being.
necessary being that I need to believe in order to exist.
No, what you said. So you believe in a necessary being that is powerful and intelligent.
Well, I have people that would argue against this behind you, actually, and they have quite loaded arguments.
Why don't we invite
They're welcome to join.
Who?
They were actually debating Ali Dawah here a few weeks ago. My friend Strabo here. He does.
Strabo,
Come
and join us.
Hi, Gal, hi.
We've also got Felix.
But they're drinking though. Are you drunk yet, or have you?
No, this is all. I'm not drinking anymore because it's empty. Yes, but okay.
So that can.
You see every drink again, it was empty.
No.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about, is it unreasonable to believe in God?
No.
Good answer.
No.
Good answer. We like that.
But we're not talking in certainty. I'm talking probability. I think it's more probable not to believe in him.
Why? How so? Why?
I mean, so are we talking about a specific God?
We're talking about
the necessary being.
necessary being.
A necessary being? Okay, so can the necessary being be the universe?
No.
What do you think?
No? Why not?
Because the universe isn't necessary.
Okay, well, why not?
Can we
Why is God
define the
necessary?
Sorry?
Why is God necessary in the universe?
Okay, because the universe is made up of dependent things, yes? All right. So can things made up of dependent things be independent?
Well, surely God is made up of.
Huh?
The cause of the universe.
No. Can the universe itself be made up of dependent parts, be independent as a whole?
Wait, hang on. Wait, surely God is made up of dependent parts, dependent
No,
attributes.
he doesn't have to be, no. So
He's
the
all
entire
powerful.
universe existed at the Big Bang.
No.
Well, this is
Can the
definition.
universe, is the universe made up of dependent parts or not?
Well,
Just some You're the right guy for this conversation. Have you met these guys?
No,
Have you got these guys?
Join us, because this is becoming an interesting conversation.
You're going to love this conversation, man. This is right. You know anything about Christianity?
A little bit.
No.
If not, then you can.
Don't worry, I would have wrecked
get
them.
involved.
No. These guys are saying it's more probable. Oh no, they're asking about why can't the necessary being be the universe? So I'm going to learn that.
I mean, to be honest, it's not a absurd interrogation. It's not an unintelligent interrogation. In fact, Anthony Kenny makes the same question. Asks the same question about the.
No, I need the toilet otherwise. Thank you.
The classical argument that is made from contingency, especially in the Islamic tradition, has a subsidiary argument called the argument from composition. And so the argument really goes like this, which is that anything that is made up of parts or pieces, let's say argument, is contingent, that the universe is made up of pieces, therefore the universe is contingent. Now if someone says, well actually that's something that can be only realized inductively, we would say this is not only the case, like you can not only just reason this inductively, but this can be understood mathematically as well. And I'll tell you how. For example, if someone were to say that a mathematical set is made up of its members. So any set with more than one member is dependent on those members.
Alhamdulillah.
Set, right? So it's an expression of its members. So even if we were to express a set with more than one member, then we would have to resort to saying that without those members there wouldn't be a set. Likewise in the universe we would say the same thing can be used. Without the pieces that constitute the universe, you wouldn't have the universe.
So you're saying, like mathematics, these constituent parts can be merely conceptual, they don't have to be physical. So in that case, God is in fact made up of constituent attributes which are conceptual. He's all loving, he's all powerful.
Whoa, stop. First, stop.
Well,
Understand
let
one
me
point.
finish the point.
We're not Christians.
I know, but what do you believe God is composed of?
We don't believe he's all loving.
Well, okay, well that's quite clear from the Old Testament in both religions. But
okay.
But the point I'm making is that God is composed of constituent parts, so he's not a totally necessary entity because he depends on further attributes. So
it's a good interrogation. It's not, once again, it's not unintellectual. It's interesting because this is the same interrogation that Richard Dawkins has this is one of his only arguments actually on these matters. But Richard Dawkins had, and this is my response to you, I'm just giving it. Richard Dawkins had a debate with the ex-Archbishop of Canterbury and the University of Oxford. I'm not sure if you've watched that debate. And the person who was moderating that debate was actually Anthony Kenny, once again, the same atheist, by the way, philosopher who made this interrogation that you're putting forward, which indicates that you have maybe read the literature or you're aware of the arguments. But he himself conceded to the following, because Richard Dawkins said exactly what you're saying, that which is that if God is complicated in the sense that it's made up of many different attributes, which is the normative Islamic belief, that we believe that God is all knowing, all powerful, and so on. If that is the case, then wouldn't you require an explanation, to put it in Leibnizian terms, which is going to push the problem backwards? You know, in terms of now you need an explanation for this complex agency which you're referring to as God. Anthony Kenny got involved into the discussion. He said something very interesting. As an atheist, he's even more powerful because obviously he doesn't have that bite. He said if you compare an electric razor with a cutthroat razor, an electric razor is made up of more parts and is less functional than a cutthroat razor. A cutthroat razor is made up of no parts, but it can do more than an electric razor. Richard Dawkins retorted and he said, that, what do you mean by that? To which Anthony Kenny replied, he said that, well, the cutthroat razor can cut an apple, but it can also cut a throat. To which the Oxford University audience started laughing, and to which Richard Dawkins had no response. What I'm saying is, it's fallacious to equate a part or a piece with an attribute, because an attribute is a description of something. So we are describing the essence of God with adjectives. That's what an attribute is. Whereas a piece is something that can be taken out and put into something. If you want to put it in modal terms, the difference between necessity and impossibility is that necessity is that if something is taken out of existence, that existence wouldn't exist. It would lead to absurdity. Whereas with impossibility, it's the exact opposite. So in other words, this thing cannot be in any world, possible world, it cannot be in reality. Like a squared circle, for example. The point is, when you take something out of reality, which is a possible existence or a contingent existence, like the pieces of the universe, for example, me or you, we didn't exist at one point. Maybe yourself, like 25 years ago. I don't know when. How old are you?
20. It's my birthday today, actually. Yes.
Whenever you're a young man, strapping young man, nice suit yourself as well.
I like these badges. You look like some great military dictator with medals. Yeah. People want to hear you.
No doubt about it.
No, we want to hear you.
No. Let's stick with the argument. So the point I'm making to you is that if contingent existence, if it's not in existence, it doesn't lead to any absurdity. Because 20 years, 25 years ago, you weren't in existence. Meaning that didn't lead to absurdity, or it didn't lead to that the entire existence would not be in existence.
Because I'm not necessary.
Exactly.
Right.
Not necessary.
Sorry.
But if you define a necessary being as something that doesn't depend on anything else, then I still don't see how you can define God in those terms if you include the wide attributes that are associated with him, because he is a composition of an all-powerful deity, an all-knowing deity.
Yeah.
The list goes on, and he's a constituent of all these different attributes.
All right. So what I've said before, when I differentiated to you between a part and an attribute, was that intelligible?
It was, but I feel like you're this retreating into a linguistic realm.
No.
I mean, I could
So
replace.
even if we give you that,
Right.
so there is a necessary being that started the universe.
Pardon?
There is a necessary being that started the universe. Why does that necessary being?
By the way, sorry. It doesn't have to be that he started the universe, by the way, but fine.
Okay, so
That the universe depends
there is a necessary being which all contingent things depend upon for their existence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why? What qualities can we attribute to that, other than that it's necessary?
Right.
Let him do it.
Right. So other than it's necessary, what can we possibly know about the thing?
Right. No, you've already answered part of your own question. Why? Because necessity implies eternality. For example, in the field of mathematics, 2 + 2 = 4 is a necessary fact, such that you cannot
Okay,
readjust.
so it exists forever.
Yeah. So
What else?
there you have it. So, but there you have 2 attributes, in fact. You have pre-eternality and post-eternality, right? You can subdivide that into 2 different categories. And obviously, what we're saying, we're speaking in negative terms. So something which hasn't got a beginning or an end is pre-eternal and post-eternal. So we've already got 2 here. Necessity indicates that lack of dependent quality, so it doesn't need anything else, which in the Islamic parlance is referred to as samadiyya, which is that everything depends upon it and it depends upon nothing else. But then, if we go into that direction, then a lot of other attributes start to be clear. So, for example, the fact that God is the maintainer of the universe, or that this necessary being is the maintainer of all that exists. It maintains it because without its existence, the universe would not exist. Therefore,
Do you get morality at any point?
No.
Hang on.
Relax.
The great advantage that we have is we're merely arguing in terms of probability, and it seems like you're arguing it in the realms of certainty.
I haven't heard any argument you've made.
Well, all I'm saying is that there is a universe, and I don't claim to know how it was brought about. We can only we can only see the laws of the universe. We can only see how we interact with those laws. And I think if we use Occam's razor, don't multiply entities beyond necessity. Don't say, there's a world, and at the centre of that world.
Why is it more probable?
Well, let me just finish. And let's take gravity, for example. Okay, there's obviously gravity, and we can explain that mathematically. But then you add some additional beast existing at the centre of the centre of the Earth, that draws things into it, as well as gravity. There's no need for that beast. There's no need for it. So why include it in a theory that encapsulates and describes gravity perfectly? So that's what I'm saying about the universe. We've seen
I get
the
your point. I get your point.
universe.
So what you're
We've
saying?
seen the universe. We know its laws.
No.
We can
First
understand them, describe them. We don't need to refer
So you're
to any
no.
additional
But what you've got to
deity.
do, which you haven't done, explain to us how this universe came into existence.
Well, I mean, I'm saying I don't.
No. Let's deal with the reality. Let's deal with the reality here.
A simple question on this is, why is there something rather than nothing?
That's the key. That's where it comes down to, and
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm
Which
trying
is
to
fair.
understand why you're claiming you do.
No. It didn't start that way, did it?
No, you're saying there was a
No. What you said.
You're
No.
saying that the existence of the necessitates a necessary being, but
That's not what you said.
But the very idea
Let's
that
deal
the
with what you
universe
said.
begun.
No, let's
the
deal with what you
universe
said.
is
Don't
space-
change. Don't move the
Hang
goalposts.
on. Let me just.
Go on.
The universe is space and time, and you need
Don't move the
objects
goalposts.
in space,
It's
and
on
you
camera,
need
man. Don't
cause
move the
and
goalposts.
effect within
Let's
time.
start the conversation
And
as
if
it was.
And if okay.
Just listen. You said it's more probable there isn't a God.
Yeah.
Right. So your probability, your mathematics, whatever you've done, whatever you've reasoned, you've come to a probable idea. It's more probable that this universe, as I've always existed, brought itself into existence, finely tuned itself, created carbon in stars by itself. No. Listen.
I am.
No.
I am.
I'm gonna.
not saying anything.
And then you believe that this carbon sometimes created this kind of magic custard, and then this magic custard became the first living cell on Earth, and then this first living cell kind of created information from nowhere and created new proteins and became new organisms and evolved into fish, and this fish became man, and then this man is what we are today, right? That's your claim. So I want to know why you believe that.
Okay, the only claim I'm making is that I don't.
That is your claim.
No, I'm saying I don't know.
No, you said it's more probable.
I'm saying it's more
Why?
probable because we only have the limit. We can only.
Why
base,
is that?
I can only base this argument on what I can directly see. I can see the laws of the universe. I can see how we interact with that
How can you
universe.
sorry to cut in. You say you can see the laws of the new universe.
Well, no, but we're not floating off into the atmosphere, are we? I'm not seeing you floating off into the stratosphere. Strabo. And you're.
Where are you guys from? Jan, Strabo, flipping it. What's going on
The
here?
laws of the universe
It's like
are
the
not
big
actually
goodies.
something you can detect.
Are these your real names?
Well, of course, I can feel them.
No, you're
They're
making these
certain
names
upon
up.
me.
Let's
you
get
from?
some
What
basics
country?
Right, I'm from Israel. Right? The laws
Oh,
of
so
the
you're
universe
Jan from Israel.
are
And
just an expression of
Yal.
fact.
And where's this guy from?
Physicists or other
Yes,
it's a Greek name. Now, it depends on what epistemology
And what's his
one
name?
takes. Because if someone says...
Had to be a
well,
Felix.
If a nominalist argues the universals don't exist in the real world, then by extension, laws of the universe don't exist. For example, if you said, I see the laws of the universe, can you prove that laws of the universe exist?
Not universally, but I can prove they exist now. I mean, we're not floating off.
No.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
I can't prove they exist everywhere, but
Laws, by definition, are an expression of more than one instantiation of a particular. You can't have a law with just one particular. You need to have more than one instantiation of a particular. Therefore, my question to you is, you just said that you're pretty convinced of the fact that there's laws of the universe. Can you prove those laws and show me how they exist under a microscope or through the empirical method? How we can come to the conclusion?
I can't. No.
Okay, good. So you seem there's issues here. You're certain at one point that there was laws, and then when you described what the laws are, you now realize that you've taken an agnostic position, or in fact a skeptical one. You say you're making no claims, but then you say that it's more probable that the universe basically exists without an explanation. These are all jumbled kind of points you're making.
Well, can I just say that you mentioned epistemology, and epistemology is grounded in language, and the laws of the universe is purely a language to describe natural phenomena.
Okay.
The way we're conversing now is a language, and we have one central concept between us. We're chipping away at it using language, and the main difference between us is that I don't see how a necessary being the universe is necessitated by a being, by an entity.
Okay, no, but you're saying so. Okay, my question is, do you believe that you exist?
I hope so. Yeah.
Right. Okay. It doesn't.
Has he conceded? Sorry, Mohammed. Has he
sure,
he conceded the necessary being point? Because he moved on to attributes of the necessary being.
Yeah. But at this point, let me ask you the question: does the universe exist?
I hope so. Yeah.
Is that yes or no?
I can't be sure, but yeah, I'm pretty certain.
So the universe is an expression of what?
An expression of stardust, random. Well, what do you believe?
I'm not asking you.
Believe.
What is universe?
I don't understand the question.
What is universe?
What is it? And it's an aggregation of stardust, us,
Okay, great.
trees.
Okay, no problem. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's a good universe.
No problem. And that
Especially with this.
okay, no problem. Well, that universe exists.
Yeah.
Exists. All right. Does it exist necessarily, or does it exist contingently? Is the universe dependent or independent?
It's well, Felix. What do you think? I think it's.
Felix knows the answer.
Well, he's actually the physicist.
what size his
I think I don't know. I really don't know. But that's
It
where
might,
that's
it might
why.
be necessary that something exists.
No,
just
no,
not
you can
what.
see the necessary.
No, but no.
What do you
My
think
question.
the
I have one
universe
question.
necessarily
Right now, I'm just asking.
I'm not sure.
But no.
I used to think like you guys.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
It's very late,
Of course.
so you can go on to the academia in a minute.
Yeah, of course.
I used to, I would say I was like you guys because you guys seem very, very intelligent, right? But the point being made is I never believed in a creator, I never believed in God, never believed in religion, all right? This was now over 20 years ago. Then I had conversations like this, and I said, you know what? Why should I believe this universe caused itself, created itself, finally tuned itself, and the magic custard and the origin of the fish and all that business? I couldn't buy into this. The idea this is all random. So I came to the conclusion there must be something that caused this, but I'm not going to say it's God. I'm not going to go into religion or anything like this. But I looked at the Creator because you asked a very good question. You asked a question about what attributes can we infer from this? What necessary attributes must this Creator have? Well, we obviously said it's got to have the ability to create. It's got to be powerful. As I say to my Yal here, that there's nothing we know of that is powerful enough to create a universe. So whatever the cause of the universe is, must be more powerful than anything we know. Yeah? Would you agree?
Yeah, or it is, so like you say, ability to create, or it is necessarily the creator, so it cannot do any other than
But
create.
no, but the point is this, are you saying that the effects of the cause is
No,
Sorry.
Let's
respond to that again.
I want to disentangle a few things. Yeah, please.
But then I need to say something
Well,
about
you're gonna bash
to
me?
that. No. I need to,
He makes a point, which is that how do we now establish the difference between that God is determined to create, or is emanating whatever it is that he's got, or this necessary existence is emanating whatever it is he's got, which means that there's no other choice but to create, or that he's choosing to create.
Yes,
so the will. So with that, I just wanted to put in there that there is a separate argument for that, which we can articulate in a moment. But there is a separate argument for that. It's called the argument of particularization. So we'll come to that in a second. But yeah, go ahead.
No, going back to that, the idea that the universe caused itself, or causation, I think all our concepts come to us through experience. If we were locked in a dark room for our entire lives, we wouldn't know anything. Our minds would be totally blank canvases. If we were deprived of all experience, well, the point I'm making is that we live in a world where there's time. It takes me time to move like that, and it's also causation. I move from one state to another. Now, this all occurs within space and time. I need space to move, and I need time to move within. And that is essentially the universe. When you step outside the universe, these concepts break down.
No, but
and all our concepts that derive from these experiences within the universe break down. So it's actually anachronistic to talk about the universe causing itself or starting itself, because there was no time, no space. So you can't even imagine what started there.
Okay, so are you now saying the universe is eternal?
I'm saying I don't know, but I'm saying it's an anachronistic question to ask me whether the universe caused itself.
If it's not eternal, I mean it had a beginning, isn't it?
Well, I'm saying that question is fundamentally flawed to begin with.
But no problem. Look, here's what I will say to you. Look, you've just said a few things about causation, all right? My understanding of what you've just said, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is that you basically you're citing the fact that time is distance over speed. Okay, very simple. Movement is therefore correlated with time. Movement is time. Time is not unintelligible without movement. You can say this, right? You agree with me, correct? You're a physicist. So movement and time in this universe, especially considering like, you know, the Einsteinian.
No, philosopher.
Okay, no problem. So no issues. Here's what I'm saying to you. Here's my response to you. My response to you.
Current conversation though.
My response to you is the argument from contingency does not require causation. Causation vernacularly.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
It's true. Yeah.
Let me just. Okay, number one. Causation vernacular. Let me
responding
finish.
to his
No,
points.
but let me finish.
Are you saying there was a beginning?
Okay,
or a stop?
you're kind of interrupting me right now. Let me just finish because I did let you speak. Yeah. What I'm saying is, causation vernacularly is defined as something which brings rise to phenomena. Most people who define it terminologically through the philosophical literature, they can define it in more than one term. Like it can be that so there's sufficient causation, there's necessary causation, there's different types of causation, there's even retrocausality. Now that people are talking about causation happening backward, basically, right? And then you have the grandfather paradox. All of that is irrelevant to this discourse. Because when we talk about dependency and contingency is irrelevant of causation. It's intelligible to have contingency without causation. So right now the word causation is not really relevant to this discussion. Because what we talked about is contingency and dependence. Dependency or dependence is vernacularly defined as that something relies on something else for its existence. Now you can cause something into existence, but it doesn't depend upon it. Let me give an example. I can cause my children, I've got 3 children, I've caused them in a sense. You know, I'm not going to go into the details of how that happens.
So you don't have to. I
Yeah.
really want you
Or I can build something. I can build a house. You see, you can build a house. Maybe me and you can build a house together, no problem. But when we both die, the house will continue existing, but the house will continue existing, but we will be dead. So in other words, the house does not require me in order for there to be continued existence. Therefore, causality and dependence are not the same thing. Dependence is an inextricable relationship between two entities, whereby B is in constant and perpetual, requirement or reliance on A. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But I'm saying, can't the universe be like the house we built?
No.
He's talking about like properties, ground records.
So what I'm saying is, so just to cut you off, what I'm saying is the question of self-generation is, if you say, well, the universe can create itself, so it can be there and not be there at the same time, you can say that maybe there's retrocausality. I say the issue is not even in this. The issue is that if you say that the universe depends upon itself, you're effectively saying the universe is independent. In which case you're saying the universe is, you're effectively accepting the first premise. What I asked is the universe dependent or independent? If you're saying that, well, the universe doesn't depend upon anything, then this means that the universe is dependent upon itself. What I'm saying though, however, the problem is, the universe cannot be independent because the universe has constituent pieces, parts which make it. Things which can be taken out of it or put into it, some things which, if didn't exist within the universe, no absurdity would occur. So what I'm saying therefore is that on those grounds, anything that is made out of pieces, it's like this bottle, all right? It's made out of pieces, can you see? It's got a bottle lid, I can take it off, you see? I can do it.
Introduce a new really
I can do it. So anything that is made out of pieces is contingent. The universe. So
why can't the universe be contingent?
Okay, great. Good. Now we're there.
Contingent?
So if the universe is contingent, then my point is this: there cannot be a world with only contingent things. There has to be a necessary thing, because if there's a world with only contingent things,
it goes back and
no,
back.
I'm not even making
an dependence on it.
something else. I'm not even making a point. I'm not even mentioning infinite regress here. I'm saying there cannot be a world with only dependent things. That's my claim. My claim is you cannot have a world with only dependent things.
Because of the infinite regress.
Well, here's the reason why. You've got 3 ways this can happen. You've got one way where it can be, let's bring it back in mathematical set terms, yeah? You can have dependent things which are finite. And the finite things, they're subcompartmentalized into 2 different categories. Either they're finite